All right, Montana passed a bill to ban TikTok on all devices in the state. The bill now awaits the signature of Governor Gianforte. So how and why do they want to do this in Montana? Joining us now is one of the biggest proponents of the ban, Austin Knudsen, Montana Attorney General. Nice to see you, Mr. Attorney General. So let's just start off with the obvious. Why is it important for Montana to ban the social media app?
Well, this has got nothing to do with TikTok's content, although I certainly can make an argument for that and why my teenagers don't have TikTok. But we know that TikTok is a tool of the Chinese Communist government. That's what this comes down to. TikTok is a pernicious spying application that is used by ByteDance. And under Chinese law, if the Chinese government asks for it, ByteDance is required to turn that information over. So what kind of information are they collecting? Well, the more and more we dug into this, the more horrified we became. And it's right in their user settings. These aren't optional. You can't shut them off. They are collecting biometric data from you. They are logging your keystrokes on your phone or your device. They're scanning every app that you have open on your phone. They're scanning your pictures and your videos for intelligence and stuff that they can use for the military. This is all scary stuff. And as I said, this is not something you can opt out of like you can with a lot of the other social media giants that are out there. So this is quite concerning for us in Montana, just from a privacy standpoint, and the fact that it's basically controlled by an enemy foreign government.
And what is your fear that Chinese officials in this case might do with that data?
I don't care what they're going to do with it. That's not the issue. I wouldn't let my neighbor have access to my pictures and my personal information on my phone. The fact that it's an enemy foreign government should be frightening to everybody. I think every Montanan has privacy concerns about anybody being granted surreptitious access to their applications and to their personal information, to their children's photographs on their phone. Why in heaven would we want that information to go to a espoused enemy government? China considers the U.S. an enemy. No matter what we consider them, in their military doctrine, they don't refer to the U.S. as the U.S. They refer to the U.S. as great enemy. That's their words. So why in heaven's name would we give them intelligence off of our phones and off of our devices here in the U.S.? That's what this comes down to.
Great enemy. That I have not heard. TikTok spokesperson says the bill's champions have admitted they have no feasible plan for operationally doing this to censor American voices, and the bill's constitutionality will be decided by the courts. At the heart of this is how. How in the world do you actually ban it? Do you need Apple's help?
Well, the quick answer is yeah. We do have a plan to operationally do this. They don't like it. TikTok doesn't like it. Apple doesn't like it. Google doesn't like it. But that's what's going to happen here. If this bill goes into effect, and again, it has to get signed by the governor. That hasn't happened yet. But if it does go into effect, our enforcement mechanism will be not on the end users. This law would specifically prohibit us from going after individual Montana users, and we wouldn't do that anyway, but that's precluded. This would put the onus on TikTok, and it would put the onus on Apple and Google. Basically, if you're providing access and providing download, it's a $10,000 per day civil penalty, and that's how we would enforce this. So this would be done through the Montana Office of Consumer Protection, and we'd be looking at civil penalties on these companies if they do that.
Just want to be clear, you're prepared to fine Apple and Google $10,000 a day for not helping you. Have they had a response to this?
Well, their response has been, we can't do it. We don't know how we're going to do this. And Dave, that's just not true. First of all, those platforms regularly censor and block certain applications every single day. But their biggest hang-up has been, how are we going to do this just around Montana? We can't do that. Again, not true. There's all kinds of gambling and sports betting applications that are legal in one state but not legal in the next state. And Apple and Google are able to geofence those states out and make it so those applications can't be downloaded and so they don't operate in those illegal states. So we're not asking that anything new be created here. This is technology that exists. It's methodology that exists. I get that Apple and Google might not like it because they're getting a lot of Chinese money from TikTok. But that doesn't change the fact that that's how we're going to enforce this, yes.
Presumably, they would incur a significant cost to do so. But to my read of the bill, it does not ban or not do anything to address the thousands, let's say hundreds of thousands of Montana residents that already have and downloaded the app and participated on every day. Has the horse already left the barn, Austin?
Well, I think what we'd expect here is that the app would no longer be able to function. But I mean, I'm sure there's going to be some workarounds around this. And look, we are under no illusions here. I think this is an issue that the courts are going to get involved in. I think it does bring up some really interesting First Amendment jurisprudence issues that we probably need the courts to step in on. We probably need the U.S. Supreme Court to tell us, are these social media giants just simply private companies that can pick and choose as they want, or are they actually the new town square that are a public utility and necessary for free speech? There's some really interesting legal questions here, and I'm sure that if this bill goes into law, we're going to have some challenges. I'm sure we're going to end up in federal court. We anticipated that when we brought this, and we're prepared to go down that road. But yeah, I think there's definitely some people in Montana that use it. But again, we're precluded. We're not going to. We have no intention, nor are we allowed under this law, if it is to go into effect, to come after and prosecute individual TikTok end users.
This certainly presents some very interesting legal questions moving forward. Montana Attorney General Austin Knudsen, really enjoyed the chat. Thanks so much.